take a picture. Hey, take a picture.
I think the ones that should be deported are being deported. To be honest, I'm a Latina. My family came from this country to this country legally. And I love to see rapists, human traffickers deported. I don't want to see them here. I want us to be free for all colors, for all people. Like, that's what makes America great again. So we can create, so we can live. Like, as an artist, as a musician, I want to be able to walk at night and not think that I'm going to get killed by an illegal alien. And so those are the people getting deported, and those are the people that should get deported.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, I enjoyed watching this Hollywood actress, this Latina as she calls herself, who says her family immigrated to this country legally. And y'all, you would be surprised how many Latinos, Latinas in this country who immigrated here the correct way feel some kind of way about these folks taking to the streets, calling themselves marching under a foreign flag, the Mexican flag, and say, hey, we have rights here. We have things that we deserve here. And we're going to demand those things from America, whether it be through NGOs or nonprofits or C4s or whatever we got to use to get what we want. We are going to stand here and we're going to demand it. And y'all, the blackity blacks are feeling some kind of way because they say, hey, look like these Latinos ripped off a few pages from the blackity black playbook from the 60s. Look like the Latinos co-opted a couple chapters from the blackity black playbook and they running audibles. Y'all, they calling audibles on the goal line. They running plays from our playbook. How can it be? And they not only mad about that, but they're mad because it seems like, y'all, if you really look at things, you see that they not only took plays from your playbook, but they are reaping more benefits than the blacks have ever received from America. Well, how are they able to infiltrate the government and get people in position to provide them with such benefits? Well, it will all be uncovered. It will all come out in the wash, as they say. But here we are with this Latina here saying, wearing this hat that says, the hat stays on. It ain't coming off. My people came here legally, and I feel some kind of way about y'all who didn't do it the right way. Well, Americans from coast to coast are feeling the same way, sis, and that's why they support you in your effort. They support you in your message. But if you follow me on this channel, you saw that we live streamed it. These people took to the streets in the city of Los Angeles, all the way down to San Diego, 15 minutes from the border. And I had a conversation with someone and I told them, these people who are marching, these people ain't illegals. Technically, they're not illegals, because they feel like they have birthright citizenship in this country. Yeah, their abuela or abuelo might be illegal. Even their parents, their direct parents might be illegal, but they feel like since they were born here, even if their parents came here illegally, they feel like they're Americans. Okay, well, you're going to find out in what might be a hard way, a difficult way, because Donald Trump signed an executive order when he got into office challenging the 14th Amendment, and he stood 10 toes down. And he said that 14th Amendment was for the children of slaves here in America. That's right. The blackity blacks who are over there feeling some kind of way, well, they like that. They didn't vote for Donald Trump, but they appreciated the fact that he came out and said, oh, the 14th Amendment was for you specifically because you didn't immigrate to this country. You were brought to this country. You were enslaved in this country. And that 14th Amendment was this country's way of saying, our bad. We kind of sorry. So we're going to give you citizenship. We're going to give your kids citizenship. We're going to give you a few rights, and we hope that it's better. You ain't going to get 40 acres and a mule, but deal with it. You got the 14th Amendment. We have constitutionalized your existence in this country. Well, y'all, black folks had to take that. And they feel some kind of way when somebody else comes into the country and leapfrogs over that. You don't need a constitutional amendment. You just here. You just collecting bennies because you have infiltrated the government in such a way where things are being given to you and your people. And, you know, the Latinos make an argument. They say, hey, this was our land. Y'all took it from us. Well, ain't that the history of America? I think you lost a war or two. You have to deal with that. I mean, you're welcome to try to take it back, but I don't think they want to do that because the president of Mexico just recoiled just this morning based on Donald Trump's threat of tariffs. The last time I checked, the Mexican peso was about 4 American cents in comparison to the US dollar, 4 pennies. $1 to the Mexican peso. So when they come over here, y'all, and they put in that work, they get that underground money, that under the table money, and they remit it back to Mexico. Oh, somebody living well based on folks who are here in this country illegally and doing their thing. So what are we talking about today? Well, they have taken to the streets in Los Angeles. They have disrupted traffic. They have shut down freeways. They have taken over emergency services such that the police are committed to stopping riots in the street. Can't answer emergency calls, no, because they're dealing with you and your foolishness marching down the street. But I submit to you today that these people are not illegals. They are probably the children of illegals who feel like they are safe because they have birthright citizenship. Well, y'all just wait until Donald Trump's executive order, which a judge has already stopped. But Donald Trump knew a judge was going to do that. He knew that there were left-wing federal judges out there that would do that. Wait until it gets to the Supreme Court. Wait till they get to the SCOTUS. Have you not done your research? Have you not been following this story? Do you not know the makeup of the current SCOTUS? Well, some people in your position, similar position, found out the hard way with Roe v. Wade. This court ain't scared to turn over things, but we understand we got a couple shaky people on that court. So even if birthright citizenship gets to the Supreme Court, we expect somebody like a John Roberts to go side with the left because we know he's shaky. We know he's a leftist parading as a conservative. But if we can get Amy Coney Barrett to go along, to get along, she's a little shaky too. A lot of conservatives are disappointed with her recent rulings, but if we can get her to go along, we might get a 5-4 ruling that says, y'all, if your parents come here illegally and give birth to you on American soil, as many Chinese immigrants do, as many immigrants of all ethnicities do. They come here pregnant just so they can give birth on American soil to take advantage of that interpretation of the 14th Amendment that is not codified, that Donald Trump is now trying to push to the SCOTUS to get somebody to rule on this thing. I need y'all to define this. Oh, y'all gonna find out. You gonna mess around and find out. So if your parents are illegal and they give birth to you on American soil, perhaps you are not an American citizen just based on being born here, just based on the text of the 14th Amendment. Do you see the strategy in this? Just as these NGOs fly the Mexican flag on American soil and say we are entitled to certain things because we are here, well, maybe you don't know what's coming. Maybe you don't understand which way the wind blows because things are about to change. There is a shift taking place in this country, and the electorate are behind it with this populist president who not only won the Electoral College, but the popular vote. Y'all, America is sick and tired. I saw a meme the other day where the Statue of Liberty was sitting down having a cigarette and a drink. She tired. She tired of everything that you've been forcing upon this country, and so many Americans have felt like they were powerless in this power struggle. Felt like they had to take it on the chin. And here you are in the midst of all this after an overwhelming election, and you gonna march through the streets of Los Angeles and disrespect not only the citizenry, but the police?
Well, turning now to thousands of anti-ICE protesters taking the streets in downtown LA.
They marched onto the freeway and blocked traffic on the 101, speaking out against President Trump's immigration policies.
Yeah.
And KCAL News reporter Amanda Starantino live still in downtown where protesters are faced off with law enforcement through the night. Amanda?
Good evening. Well, parades of people have been protesting from the morning well into the evening, some still going now. And you can see LAPD still behind us here. They have blocked off the Main Street Bridge here, and they continue to move their skirmish line through the area, trying to push people out. About 6 p.m. this evening, police declared this an unlawful assembly. And since then, they've been working to get people to disperse out of this area. We still have CHP and LAPD choppers ahead watching where these protesters are going as they continue to make their way through downtown LA, sharing their strong message against President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. Thousands of people took to the streets of downtown LA protesting President Donald Trump's illegal immigration policies. The demonstration started on Olvera Street with a march to City Hall early Sunday afternoon. LAPD ordered multiple street closures in the area as the moving protests grew in size. It eventually shut down the 101 as demonstrators took their rally to the freeway. With Mexican and Central American flags waving, signs referencing the president's stance on immigration, explosions of fireworks, and chants of Si se puede, their message loud and clear against the president's promise of mass deportation.
We're not criminals. We just want to work. A lot of people just want to work. We all want to survive.
Sarah Aguilar, Long Beach, is a daughter of immigrant parents.
I'm out here to represent for my people. I'm out here to be the voice for the people that have been silenced out of fear. I'm out here to keep pushing.
And as this protest goes into the evening hours, traffic completely gridlocked on surface streets right alongside the 101 as thousands of protesters take over the Main Street Bridge downtown.
This really hurts. Like, seeing everybody go through this thing, like I have family members, I got friends that have to go through all this stuff, and it just hurts.
Protesting in the downtown traffic.
It's all the hate, honestly, all this new laws that Trump is trying to bring into this world. Like, this is not what we're really like looking for.
Since taking office, President Trump has signed multiple executive orders cracking down on illegal immigration. In Los Angeles, ICE has begun deportations, a fear for many who showed up to this protest.
It's not just about our individual selves. It's about our friends, our families, our students, our neighbors, for those who cannot show up today.
It's sad in the fact that they're coming so strong with all these ICE raids, and they're unjustifying the deportation of some of the U.S. citizenships that have been taken just because of how they look. And I just think right now these are needed. They're very much needed, because it is the moment where you are going to see that all of the voices, all of the people are together. And when we're together, we will not be divided.
In a post on X, LAPD says the demonstration is non-permitted. And by 6 p.m., the department declared it an unlawful assembly and began to close in on protesters.
Just look at this. This is beautiful. This is all the people. We are the people. Power to the people.
All right, so you can see the 101 back open in both directions now, but CHP blocking the Los Angeles Street exit right there, right before Alameda and Union Station, blocking access also to the Main Street Bridge as well. But if you come back out here, we can see that LAPD still has their presence out here. It looks like they've been able to push those protesters out of this area. It looks like they made it their way down to Main and Alameda, where we can see those choppers, the law enforcement choppers, still circling that area. And we still have a LAPD coming down right here too, on Spring and Arcadia, patrolling this area, trying to get everyone to disperse as they have called this an unlawful assembly. So we'll keep an eye on this. We do not know if any arrests have been made so far yet.
Y'all, it looks like they've taken a page out of the playbook of Black Lives Matter. Except you ain't so dark. You ain't so blackety black. You a little brown skinned. Your people have come here illegally. They have given birth to you. You have taken advantage of the healthcare system. You have taken advantage of the public school system. You have taken advantage of the social services system. You got welfare. You got EBT cards. You're living. You're living so well off the government largesse that you are able to send money back to Mexico, even though you getting the money for free. And they say, oh, well, we just want to work. Well, there's a guest worker program that is available for people who just want to work. You can come here on a guest worker visa and live your life, do your thing, work your job. But that's not the way that most people want to do it, because they want to leapfrog over people that are waiting in line to immigrate to this country. So don't just come here illegally and think that you have rights that citizens should have. Citizenry should have benefits. There should be a difference between citizens and non-citizens. And for so long in this country, so many people have come here and taken advantage of loopholes in the system, NGOs, and people who have worked their way into governmental management that have set cutouts for certain people to get government benefits for people who were non-citizens. Well, America has had enough. You can march all you want until you get corns and bunions and hurt ankles. But you know what? Tom Homan is on the case. And he's going to send you back.
Wow. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the Latinos in Atlanta, Georgia, who were protesting. Congratulations. Because of your behavior, you guys managed to get the whole world to look at us like, congratulations, you did it. You did it. I think Donald Trump is right now, he's in his office as we speak. He is about to sign the paperwork to allow us all to stay here. No more deportation. Because the way you guys were out there in the streets, stopping traffic, smoking, blasting music, being disruptive. I heard some of you guys were destroying, vandalizing cars. That right there, my friend, that is a good way to get Donald Trump's attention. Congratulations. I think he's going to change his mind. And thanks to you guys, we are not going to get deported. Our people are going to be allowed to stay here because that is what this country needs. We need people like you guys who are terrorizing the streets. Sounds to me like Brown Lives Matter, maybe, because you guys look just like what happened in Colorado with the Black Lives Matter movement when people started vandalizing people's, businesses and looting and just having you guys are like some rock stars at this point. You guys need a record deal. The way you guys are acting is so embarrassing. And I don't care. I don't care what you guys say. Look, if this was happening when the kids were in cages, if you guys were as deep as you were in Atlanta and you guys were out there in the streets saying, let them kids out them cages, free the children. Now I can respect that. I'm down for anything that has to do with saving some innocent children. I wouldn't mind. Maybe not the vandalizing part, of course, but I wouldn't mind protesting and I'm down for that. You can call me. I'll be there. But the kids in cages did not get this type of energy. I don't know why. I'm always going to wonder that. I'm always going to think like, why didn't the kids being locked in cages, like hundreds and thousands of them, and a lot of them were reported SA abuse, and nothing happened, like crickets. And what's crazy is those kids were innocent. Now I can see I can see going down the street protesting like something like that. Like I can respect that, but really? This is what we're doing now? I mean, is Dallas in competition with Atlanta? Because disrespecting the flag was one thing, but vandalizing? Way to go, guys. Now they're going to look at all of us like we're all the same. Way to go. Way to go, guys.
And there you have it, y'all. I have personal connection to a man who came here illegally as a child. He was brought here by his mother, crossed the border at about 11 years old. This man has since enrolled in college, graduated from college, enrolled in law school, graduated, passed the bar, enlisted in the Navy, and became a Navy JAG. Served his country well, did his time in the military, and now is a corporate lawyer. Y'all, we don't agree on politics because he's a hardcore leftist. And I don't blame him based on the way he entered the country, but my point is that most of the people that come here are not going to follow his path. And I think he understands that, although we have conversations and he don't want to admit it. Bro, you are exceptional. You are not the rule. You are the exception to the rule. And we thank you for your patriotism and for your military service. But we need you to understand that there are millions upon millions upon millions who have come into this country, not just from Mexico, but from countries all over the world who have no intention of doing it the way you did it. Don't have the drive you have, don't have the will you have, don't have the intellect that you have. And I wish them well. And I wish everybody well who crosses that borderline. But listen here. If you cross it the wrong way, you are not, in fact, an American. If your parents or your grandparents cross it the wrong way and you are born here and you think you can benefit just by being born on American soil, you are not, in fact, American. There are steps you need to take. There's still some red tape you need to cut, still some hoops you need to jump through in order to become American, to be entitled to the benefits to call yourself a citizen of this country. Don't just depend on where you were born, such that someone can come here in the 9th month of a pregnancy, give birth at the 11th hour and say, oh, my child is an American, so I get to stay. Nah, that's not how this new administration is looking at things, and that's not how you should look at things. I think for far too long, America has looked at it the wrong way, and y'all about to find out. And I think that some people who are on the other side of things understand. That's why last weekend in LA, it was deserted downtown, even with the Grammys going on. The streets were bare. Folks marched for a few hours and then they went back underground. Nobody in Walmart, nobody in malls, nobody in stores. Everybody is underground because Tom Homan has placed fear into the illegal alien community in Southern California. And y'all, that fear is justified because the man ain't playing, because his boss, Donald J. Trump, is not playing. They are coming for you. Y'all, let me know what you think about this. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember, never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.